All right, good morning, everyone, and welcome to our February Community Action Initiative meeting. My name is Kellyanne Riggs, and I am the Executive Director of Strategic and Community Partnerships, and I am part of this fabulous team. So I'm going to go ahead and share our screen so we can get started. And again, thank you all so much for being with us today. All right, so again, this is our Community Action Initiative meeting. And today we're calling it our next steps, setting the stage. And so here is our agenda. We'll have a welcome by Dr. Kathleen Black. She's our Deputy Superintendent for Teaching and Learning. Then I'll talk to you all about how we're setting the stage today. And then we'll go into our collaborative work groups, and then we'll have our final thoughts/closing. And so here to give us our welcome is Dr. Kathleen Black, or we call her Dr. Kathy Black, and she's our Deputy Superintendent of Teaching and Learning.
Good morning, everyone. We are so excited to bring us back together, and I'm very, very excited to bring you a couple of welcomes from our team and for the work. We have been toiling away at trying to figure out how to reinvest, recommit, reconnect to our community in service of responding to all the things that we have to get done in service of our babies.
Recording in progress.
I am very, very, very happy and excited to bring you welcome and say ahead of time, thank you for all of the arduous, hard work that you are going to pour into our babies in order to make sure that what we do is well. You have a jam-packed agenda, and you see that I have part of my community here. Hello. Hello, people. And so say thank you.
My name is Miles.
So that's Miles, and he's part of our community, and the work that we're doing is in service of him and all the babies that we get to serve. So again, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Welcome, 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 and have a great rest of the day.
Thank you, Dr. Black, and thank you, Miles.
So you're welcome.
You're welcome.
Have a great day. All right. So as you can see, we're all about our families. All right, so our Community Action Initiative, just what is it? So it is a series of call to action meetings that have been designed to have solution-based discussions. And they're here to unite our CSD staff, our students, parents, and our community organizations, community members, and everybody. And our stakeholders have been meeting in work groups since November. And so we sent you today, and this is something, a joint effort our entire team put together. We decided to make an overview booklet. We had a lot of questions, and we just wanted to give people information. And so this booklet is designed, again, to give you that overview information. And what we're going to do moving forward is make sure that we have it for every meeting, and that it will be translated into the other languages that are in our city school district. So I'm just gonna go through this document with you just to tell you more about it. So again, we have our table of contents, and then we have our executive summary here. And so this again just tells you that we have three groups: parents and actions. And so right now, parents, they're completing work plans for professional learning, communication, safety concerns. Then we have our Operation Fire, fathers initiating restorative engagement. They're going to be given updates about training and that have been made available for anyone that would like to volunteer and become a member. And these guys have been working very hard. This is a pilot program at Edison Career Technology High School and Franklin Lower and Upper Schools, where fathers serve as positive role models during the school day. And then we have our social, emotional, mental health, and well-being for students, families, and staff. Participants, they are working towards a plan of action that will address tactics, resources, timelines, and measurable outcomes. And so November 6th, 2021 was our initial meeting. And during that meeting, we initially started out to address the violence and different things that have been going on in our community. But we found so much more, and we found the need to have these solution-based discussions. And for every meeting, and we hope you complete our feedback survey today, as we talk to people during the meeting, we find out more and more how people want to have a safe space and to be respected, but for their voice to be heard and for action to happen behind that. So as a district, we're holding ourselves accountable, but we also want our stakeholders to be part of that process as well too. So that is our main purpose for these meetings. So in December, we had our next steps prioritizing our work meeting. And during that time, we began to really prioritize, review the recommendations for our November session, and to really start planning some action steps. And so today, our theme is setting the stage. So we will be focusing on setting that stage where dates and events will be planned. And so in the booklet as well, you see the overall agenda for today, as well as the agenda for each session that you will be joining shortly. So this is our social, emotional, mental health, well-being in our schools. The facilitators will be Crystal Clark. She is the Director of Student Support Services, and Keisha Holloman. She's one of the coaches for our WROC restorative team. So this gives you an agenda for what's going to be going on in that session. And then you'll see at the bottom, we have action items. So during their meeting, they will work towards a plan of action, as I mentioned earlier, addressing tactics, timelines. And then they will talk about how this work is connected to our strategic plan and task forces. We want to make sure that all of our work is connected to our district strategic plan. And the same thing as well for our parents in action group. You'll see that there is an agenda for you, and we also talk about our action items. And then we have our Operation Fire. We have their agenda and their meeting action items. So all this we put together just so you all can see and read a little bit more about what we are doing here. And then of course, we have in here our strategic task forces. We have 4 of them: high quality learning experiences, ensure an inclusive, caring, and safe learning environment, build strong community, and foster dynamic leaderships. And if you're interested in joining all those, which we always want our stakeholders to join, we have each contact person's name and their email. And feel free to reach out to them because we want to make sure that we have all of our stakeholders at the table. And then we also have the date for our next meeting. So we just wanted to give you this overview booklet to tell you more about the Community Action Initiative meeting. So let me go back to my PowerPoint. All right. And again, as I mentioned, this is connected to our strategic plan and task forces. And so in particular, our SEL portion today is connected to our Lift Up, ensure an inclusive, caring, safe learning environment. And Operation Fire and Parents in Action are connected to our Collaborate, Build Strong Community. And so here are our community agreements for today. We wanted to design something where we can use this for all of our meetings. And again, fostering and creating that safe space for everyone. Be respectful of each other's voices. We are honoring and making room for healing. We recognize the urgency of our current situation or situations, and vulnerability is welcome and compassion is appreciated. Let's make space for impactful solutions. And also, I'm going to ask you right now on the count of 3. If you're not the one that has the mic, if you could please just mute yourself. We want to make sure that while other people are talking, that we are muted as well. So I'm going to count to 3. Now, on the count of 3, could you mute? 1, 2, 3, mutes. And yes, and we definitely have our board president, President Elliott is here. So we definitely, she has her hand raised. Would you like to say something, President Elliott?
Thank you, Kelly. Yeah, I'd like to ask the question, how has the first 2 community action sessions informed this session, and what have been the outcomes of our connection to our stakeholders in the community? I'd like to know, have these meetings been valuable and valued by our community, and have they had an impact in our community? Because I think that we don't want to just do this to be doing this. We wanted to have some impact. And I just want to know, before we start, I was not at the second session, but I was just so impressed with the first session. And I know that our community doesn't trust us. And, we just don't want to do the same thing just to say we've done this. So I really want to know if these sessions, if the Rochester City School District has really reached out to its partners and developed valued and valuable relationships.
Yes. And thank you so much for asking that question, President Elliott. And it's been exactly that. We started out with this with saying we wanted to have these meetings to do just that, to not only inform, but have our stakeholders at the table. So at our first meeting in November that we took that as a time to just break the ice, to basically talk and hear what's on everyone's mind. We know at that time there was a lot of frustration. So at that meeting, we were able to sit down and hear what everyone had to say and start to talk about, some recommendations, hearing what everyone had to say, start to form some recommendations. Then at our second meeting in December, we took those recommendations and we started to have conversations about what do we do next, meaning what dates or what type of meetings or what type of professional learning, what type of things that we need to put in place for that. So this meeting today, we want to take, and as I said, each meeting builds a scaffolds. We want today's meeting to be that meeting where, okay, we talked at the first one, we got everyone's thoughts, everyone's feelings. The second one we came up with some recommendations, some action items, but now today, we have those action items. So for example, in our Parents in Action, we've been working with the parents. They wanted to be informed about things going on in our district. So we wanted to call it, as we do in our district, professional learning. So we started working on a professional learning work plan. For example, things like code of conduct, which also aligns with our real team and our strategic plan. Code of conduct is a big one for parents. So today we want to actually put, when do we want to start that training? Because we said we wanted to have it. They said other things, and we're also bringing in people from central office because we know that our schools connect with parents, but we want to make sure that central office connects with our families and community as well too. So at the next several meetings, we're going to have people from central office coming in and informing our parents about what's going on. Then for Operation Fire, a lot of us saw the Dads on Duty video, how that was. And so we started, so Tony Jordan, George Moses, Willie Robinson, and so many others, Ricky Frazier, they wanted to take it to another level. So that's why they decided to name it Operation Fathers Initiating Restorative Engagement, because also that's part of our strategic plan, in particular our Sure Safety strategic task force and the Build Strong community, where they wanted to start going on as men, fathers, men of the community, men in your family, pastors, whoever, start to go in our schools to show them that the men do care. And so what they're going to be doing today is, saying, men, we want you. How can we strategize to get more men? Because now all the schools want fire in there, but also how we can start training you, because that's also part of it, because we know to be involved with our schools, you have to be trained. And then our social emotional learning, mental health, well-being in our schools. That one, at our first session in November, they had a lot of people who had a lot of feelings. And so what they did in the form of restorative circles, they started just having people creating that safe space where people can just say, here's how I'm feeling. I'm mad about this. I like this. I don't like that. And then the second session, they had to break the ice again with, okay, we have these circles. Now, what should we do next? So people started giving them ideas. And that work that they've been doing, actually in that department and with their task force, they're putting a lot of that in place. So today's meeting, they're going to be talking about that and what do we do next? But I know all of our teams here, President Elliott, we're looking at how we can make sure that people are informed. And we know that having forums, and not just forums, but meetings like this helps that.
I just don't want people to waste their time. No. I don't want the community groups to waste their time, that we're just putting something together just to say we're doing it, but that we are really engaging with our partners, because the fact of the matter is our partners know more about our community than many of us in the district do. And so I want our partners to feel that what they have to offer is of value and is having an impact. And so I wanted to start off by just, because I don't want to waste my time. I don't want our community to waste their time. I really want there to be this genuine partnership, and that they can help us in making sure every student in this district graduates college and career ready. Thank you.
Yes, I appreciate it. And that's why we do that. And it's great, President Elliott, but because everybody is going to hold all of us accountable. So I appreciate you saying that, because it just makes us understand and realize the importance of not wasting that time and having that action.
All right, thank you.
I'll ask you as well, too, at the end, if you could give us some closing remarks.
Sure, I'll be happy to do that.
All right. Okay, I'm going to continue. Thank you again. Just share my screen. All right. And so that's our community agreements. So as we go into our sessions, and we are running on time, yes. In our breakout session, room 1 will be our social emotional, mental health, and well-being in our schools. And again, that's Crystal Clark and Keisha Holloman, who will be the facilitators. And room 2, it will be Operation Fire. And that will be Tony Jordan and a couple others. I think George Moses and Willie Robinson as well, too. They will be the facilitators. And then in room 3, that's the Parents in Action. That will be myself, Kellyanne Briggs, Lizelle Taylor, and Michaela Wall. So what we're going to do with the breakouts, we're just going to put the room, and you can go to that room. I'm going to put 3 rooms there. And again, our room 1, and I'll just, right now, if you signed up for the social, emotional, mental health, and well-being in our schools, that is in room 1. So if you would like to go to room 1 there now, and our facilitators will be going there as well too. And I just ask that all facilitators record their session. And then room 2 is Operation Fire. And room 3 will be Parents in Action. All right, so I'm going to open those rooms. And let me just put the time on here. All right, so all the rooms are open. If you need help going to a room, just say it, and I will put you right in that room. So you can go right to the room that you signed up for.
Kelly, I'm not sure what room I'm supposed to go to.
Okay.
I'm confused.
Kelly, really quickly,
Yes,
I wanted
and
to say good morning to everybody. This is Commissioner Amy Malloy. I got here a little bit late, but just wanted to say hello to everybody.
All right, good morning. And we do have Rafael Perez with us. And Rafael, he wanted to say a message to everyone. Rafael.
Buenos días. Sí, mi nombre es Rafael y estoy aquí para ayudar en la traducción. Si alguien necesita traducción al español, con mucho gusto, me puede dejar a través del chat. Gracias.
Right, thank you, Rafael. Okay.
Can he share that in English?
Yes, Rafael, could you please say that in English for us, please?
Sure. I just said if anybody needs translation, Spanish translation, I'm here, I'm available, and I'm going to be in the parent group. So if anybody needs translation into Spanish, I can be there. More than glad to help.
Gracias, Rafael. All right, just checking. Is there anyone that needs help getting to their breakout room?
Yes.
All right, I will put you in there. Okay, Miss Nelson, you signed up for the SEL. I will put you right in that session.
I have a question. If I want to go into all of the rooms, am I able to leave a room and go into another?
Hold on for a minute, Miss Curry. Let me just put her there. Okay. I believe so. You
Okay.
signed up for which room?
I believe I signed up for fire, but after here that I see what you have going on now, this is my first meeting.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah. So I want to be able to go into, so now some of them all 3 of them I have an issue with. So I want to go in and see what y'all doing in each one.
Issue, you mean you want to just, be part of it to see what's going on and add your thoughts to the conversations.
Right. I don't have an issue with the group.
Okay.
I have an issue in those areas. So.
Okay. Well, thank you. Do you want to start out in the parents group?
Sure.
All right. I will put you right there. Thank you so much for being here today.
Could you put me in the parents group, Kelly, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank
you.
Ms. Briggs, could you put me there also? This is Howard.
Yes. Yes. Hey, Mr. Eagle.
How are you?
I'm doing fabulous.
Good.
If I may interrupt, this is Muriel James speaking. May I ask which room you have me in? I did request an invite twice and didn't get an invite to this meeting.
Okay.
The third email was sent, so I apologize. I abruptly clicked the button just to get in, but
Okay. Which one would you like to go into?
What were the three options? I know there's a parent group, and what were the other two?
Yes, we have Operation Fire, that's our Fathers Initiating Restorative Engagement. And we also have our social, emotional, mental health, well-being in our schools.
Okay, I'll go with the social, emotional, mental health.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes,
Which number is the parent group?
it's room 3.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. And Miss Shelley, you, I know, are in social, emotional, the SEL.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right. Zell is in the parent group. Colleen is in that. All right. And Miss Candace Rubin, which group would you like to go to? All right.